Hello everyone and welcome to Blaugrana Everything, and welcome back to the channel and a match review as we look at how FC Barcelona once again fell short in the biggest moment as they came unstuck at the Alfredo Di Stefano, missing out on the chance to go top and instead dropping down to third on the La Liga standings. But anyway, in this video I'll take you through how the teams lined up, then I'll talk about Barcelona's performance on the night, and I will discuss negatives and positives from the game as well as pick my man of the match. A quick reminder to hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying this video so you can stay up to date with all the coverage of all things Barcelona on this channel. The victory for Madrid came courtesy of two first half strikes by Karim Benzema and Toni Kroos, with Barcelona's goal coming courtesy of Oscar Mingueza. That now takes Barcelona's Clásico drought to 4 games now, as the Catalans continue to fall short against their fierce rivals, and the not so fun fact, this is the first time that we have lost 3 consecutive Clásicos since 1978. Let's go ahead and look at how the two teams set up. Barcelona set up as we expected with a 3-4-2-1 with Marc-Andre ter Stegen in goals, Longley, Araujo and Mingueza at the back, Alba and Dest in the fullback areas, Busquets, De Jong and Pedri through the midfield with Messi and Dembele up front. Real Madrid set up with a 4-3-3 and a largely unchanged starting 11 from their midweek match against Liverpool, with Courtois in goal, Vasquez, Militao, Nacho and Mendy in a back four, with Modric, Casemiro and Kroos in midfield, and Valverde, Benzema and Vinicius Jr. up front. Let's now briefly look at how Barcelona performed in this game. For FC Barcelona, this was really a match of two halves. The performance in the first half was quite terrible, to say the least, and very underwhelming, as the Catalans failed to really trouble Thibaut Courtois, except for like one moment where Messi almost just broke the internet with a corner kick. Barca looked to dominate possession but were powerless to control Real Madrid's counter-attacks and went behind after Federico Valverde skipped past Jordi Alba with relative ease to shuttle down the pitch, feeding Lucas Vasquez, whose low cross was turned in by Karim Benzema's sublime back heel. And I should probably point out here that goal, we could have done a lot more on all parts, starting with Jordi Alba, just foul Valverde, a yellow card at worst. And then after that, you got Ronald Araujo, who wasn't really aware of Benzema's run and let Benzema get in front of him. I guess maybe we could just put that down to his being young and inexperienced. And from there on as well, the shots ter Stegen could have done better with. But anyway, Real caught Barca out on the break once again when Vinicius Jr. raced onto a Luka Modric pass, and this time he was fouled by Ronald Araujo. The resulting free kick was in perfect range for Toni Kroos, whose shot bounced off the back of Serginho Dest to wrong foot Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Real were inches away from scoring a third when Valverde again tore down Barcelona's left-hand side and smacked the far post of Marc-Andre ter Stegen's goal. Vasquez pounced on the rebound, but the shot was subsequently saved by Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Barcelona barely caused Real any trouble until the end of the first half, when Lionel Messi hit the far post straight from a corner. The Argentine then had a better chance moments later from inside the area, but could not beat Thibaut Courtois after Ousmane Dembele's corner fell to him. 2-0 the score at the break. As I said, it was a game of two halves. The second half began with Ronald Koeman taking decisive action at halftime, throwing on Antoine Griezmann for Dest, and the French substitute helped Barcelona pull one back on the hour mark after playing a dummy, which led to Mingueza scoring on his Clásico debut. Fun fact, Oscar Mingueza is the second Clásico debutant to find the net for Barcelona this season, after Ansu Fati did the same, and it was almost 3 late on as young Ilaix Moriba rattled the crossbar of the Real Madrid goal. Sadly, it was not to be for Barcelona, who suffered their first loss in the league since December, which was that loss to Cadiz. So we can then move on to my negatives and positives. And I will start with the negatives, and there's going to be a lot to talk about. And no, I will not talk about Gil Manzano holding a Madrid store bag during a press conference. Nor will I ask about how this man only added on 4 minutes after he himself wasted 3 fiddling with his mic. And I will also not mention the 2 clear penalty shouts that he and VAR ignored, because my first negative was the slow start to the game. I don't know what exactly caused it, but for the time being I'm pinning it on the team still being sluggish after the international break. Pedri, Dest and Alba have just never really got going, not only in this game but also in the Huesca game. Since we came back from the international break, these three guys have just not been able to hit the highs that they did against Sociedad. Their passing was off, and just generally for Barcelona in that first half, our passing was trash and Madrid took full advantage of that. The second half performance was much better from all players, but once again we were plagued by the old familiar foe called wasteful finishing, and said foe is my next negative naturally. Barca hit the woodwork twice and just didn't make the most of the chances that fell to their players. At times there was hesitance to shoot as well, which only just added to the tedium of the task of hoping for a goal. And I mean, seriously, this team could do with a classic number 9. Because I'm just thinking here, if we had a proper number 9, I'm thinking back to that chance Dembele had with a header, as well as, other chances that fell to our players in the box where we just couldn't even take a shot. The day before yesterday, I uploaded a video taking a look at the key battles going into the Clásico. The subject content of that video I have linked in the iCard is relevant for my next negatives, which were, to put it basically, the loss of key battles. So the first battle I want to highlight was the one between Zinedine Zidane and Ronald Koeman. Zidane won the tactical battle in this game because his use of Valverde, particularly in that first half, proved decisive overall. Ronald Koeman did react well, but it was a bit too little too late, and his team just couldn't recover after the damage that was done in the first half. The next battle is between Benzema and Lionel Messi, and again here Benzema won the battle of the talismans as he found the back of the net, whilst Lionel Messi continues to suffer a bit of a goal scoring drought in the Clásico. Not so fun fact, he's now gone 7 Clásicos without scoring. The loss of those key battles is ultimately what led to the loss on the night, and therefore that is where my negatives are going to end, because I do actually wish to finish this section on a high by talking about the positives. On the night, once again, as it's been for so many game weeks now, it was the Masia boys shining through, and I have to say Oscar Mingueza and Ilaix Moriba in particular, they once again gave great accounts of themselves, with Mingueza not only grabbing a crucial goal, also putting in a defensive shift that Carlos Puyol would himself be proud of. Moriba then came on and he almost grabbed a late equalizer, as we pointed out earlier, for Barcelona, and one can only wonder what could have been had Koeman subbed on Ricky instead of maybe Trincao. Anyway, with all of that said, I will now move on to talk about my man of the match. And in this match, I think there could be no one other than Karim Benzema. Since returning from injury last month, the Frenchman has been massive for Real Madrid as he came up with some crucial goals for them, and last night was no different as the veteran striker once again delivered for Real Madrid. Honorable mentions here to Toni Kroos and of course the young Oscar Mingueza. I was literally just begging for an equalizer because Oscar Mingueza would have been my man of the match had Barcelona found that equalizer. That just about does it for my match review. What are your thoughts on the game? Who do you think were the game changers? It's a real downer that we lost this one, guys, but there's no time to mope about it because in 6 days time we have a cup final against Athletic Bilbao to prepare for. Also, there is still enough of a chance for Barcelona to make a final run for the title. I mean, just look at the table, right? So let's not give up yet. Thank you for tuning in, and do not forget to like and subscribe to Blaugrana Everything for more content. I will see you soon. Have a great day, and Forza Barca.